dragon.
Hello, and welcome back to Legendary Actions. I am your legitimately cold host, David. And with us tonight, we have...
Afromana as the dragon, as usual.
And...
Korro as Calix.
alongside...
Clem as Clam.
as well
That's
as...
just the name.
The Heidi Steely boy.
including...
MrPinkie is, it's too damn cold here, pink.
with a side of...
Zircron Swift as Chir'takl.
with a special edition...
Gallium as Ivor. Did I just black out Grayllost?
alongside...
Ghoster as Spot screams at the wall.
And lastly... oh wait, we don't have a deck right now. He's getting a haircut. So, previously, you had all entered this new layer of hell. It was blisteringly cold, and some things were left unanswered as you ventured across the icy tundra that was home to pretty much the coldest goddamn storm you guys have ever seen. At a staggering minus 60 Fahrenheit, or minus 51 Celsius. Gotta get that conversion right. You guys battled your way through the ice and the cold, running into a strange old Galapian man who seemed to be wandering the worlds and getting himself accidentally sent to the Nine Hells as a part of a bet. And things seemed to go swimmingly until one of the pie violently electrocuted everyone in the cave, including the old Galapian.
For science!
From there, shenanigans happened. 2 people got cursed, and they all ended up calling in Eblatrix, who is now back with the group, having expended quite a lot of souls to use a wish spell and remove said curse. So now, as the group had waited out the cold, bitter nights, trying their darndest to stay warm and stave off death, they find themselves waiting at the mouth of the cave as they hear a grand bellow. As ice and snow get heavier and heavier, as what appears to be a giant whale slowly floats through the sky, giant gaseous sacs undulating at its belly, as a city of ice, well, more of a castle of ice, rests atop its back. Snow and ice firing upwards from it like smoke from a chimney stack. And this is where we're going to begin. Sir.
Okay.
What are we gonna do?
You should, like, totally fly up to that.
During the break, I switched out to my Dragon Rider armor. I took off the Lillian and put it back in my corner.
Okay.
How'd you get it out of the ice?
He screamed at it again.
At this point, I'd say it's... you guys have had plenty enough time to shenanigan this. I'm sure there was another dum-de-dum-doy-doy moment with stuff happening, maybe some punching and fireballs.
I would say if it absorbed the cold, basically there's basically a little hole where all the ice is basically really fucking compressed because there's nothing but pure cold there,
Well,
so it just made a hole.
It's absorbing out of it, but that ice does slowly encroach. If it went for the fireplace, the fire you guys had stoked, it would have probably, like, essentially eaten the alcove.
Okay.
Could you use lightning grapple to, get at your member so you can take a leak? You should probably try that.
I scratch my head in confusion. What?
Lightning grapple.
You guys didn't even know the name of that yet. It's just, you just saw me, whee!
Alright, how are we getting up on the whale?
Well, I can walk.
I got the bird.
I'm climbing in the shield.
Again, the shield.
So, who is staying in the shield, who is not? Because
I'm
right now
staying
you
out.
guys kind of have a limited inventory in terms of shield space.
Well, I don't have flying abilities, so I guess I'm in the shield.
Yeah,
I
same.
should ride the dragon.
No one rides the dragon.
Well, you have to figure
Could you
something
make an
out.
exception?
Wait, when did he start speaking common?
Alright, so
Well, we usually just do it. Someone's
I'm
translating.
going to
if
assume
someone
that
in the area
is
by
going
can
to walk
translate.
because he's
Oh.
hardcore.
Yeah, no. I forgot. I gotta
That can't
translate
walk
from.
'cause
No, you can
can't
understand
fly.
basic common.
Oh, that's right.
We can't
I understand
understand
it, yes, but
Draconic.
we just sort of decided a while
yes.
back that if someone can translate out, you just sort of automatically do it.
Yeah.
Ah, I have an. Well, I don't know how that's going to work.
Let's hear
Maybe
it.
the dragon can fly the shield and drop it off, and then pick it up after we exit the shield, and then go back and get the rest of the people in the shield.
We have 5 people NPCs in the shield. We have room for 4 players.
We can do a shuttle system.
Like,
Can
can
we
Chir'takl-
fix-
I would say
Like,
at
can
this
Chir'takl
point,
fly in
as
this
it's
weather?
taken, from
I
you
roll
guys
high
having
on
this
my
conversation, the whale that was at the border of the fog is now almost to the icy peak that you guys are at. This thing is moving at quite a clip.
Okay, we gotta move, guys.
I start flying.
I'm riding the bird.
Clam? Okay.
I'm in the shield.
In more ways than
I am
one. No, not yet.
Someone
Oh, yeah.
carry us.
So now
Dragon
there's
John's
the
job
shield.
is to carry the Warforged.
Oh boy! Chir'takl's making a comeback. That is a natural 20 on acrobatics. Can you believe
Son of a
it?
bitch.
And I've already
So,
mounted him. I'll take that
Wings
out.
Oh, wow.
blast outward as this is the strongest wind you have ever faced, and you don't think you can do this, but damn it if you aren't going to try. Flapping your wings harder and harder, you lift up into the air. Momentarily, you are smashed to the side as the wind kicks you from your feet. And you think, this is it, this isn't going to work, but you turn into this raging storm and pull your wings outward as you are suddenly fired upwards, just at a high velocity from the sheer power of this wind, as you just take off into the air.
Send us
You
back
are
cheering on
nowhere
as all this
near.
going happening.
You are nowhere near strong enough to be able to ride this. But damn it, if you can't glide it, as you are essentially trying to calculate between where you're having to slowly dip down to where this sky whale is headed, and it's going to take you a little bit, but you will be able to coast down onto the whale.
Good work, I say as I pat him on the shoulder.
Do you think Hax is impressed?
Good work.
You think
It's his little otter face, just like.
Who's
So that's
carrying the
2
shield?
down.
I'm
That
gonna
would
dig my heels
be-
in and start running for the whale.
That'd be you, me, Ivor, and
We can only fit. So Pink's in there. You can only
Spot
fit 3 more people.
No,
Alright, so I'd
Dragon's
like you
carrying.
To make, I'd like you to make an
I
acrobatics.
try to.
Korro.
Don't fail me now. Ah, crap.
Failed you now.
How's a 7?
7, you start running, but as you make it about 10 feet off of the ground, the wind is just too strong and the platforms are too small. As you are pretty much swept off of the platform, falling and down into the snow.
That's a problem. Hey, try it again. Would it be easier to put back in the shields? Probably.
Can't. There's no room for him.
Easier to carry someone else.
Except
Probably.
the children make some
Oh.
room.
True.
I'm not here.
Pick who you want to carry and trade them out.
Wait, no, you can't understand him, Korro. Because I'm not there. Unless you can speak Draconic.
Are you in the shield?
I pull you out of the shield
No,
and translate.
Eblatrix
Oh, yeah.
Eblatrix would be translating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we forgot about him.
Eblatrix can speak Common, Deep Speech, Draconic, Dwarvish, Orc, and Undercommon.
What the fuck's deep
Nice.
speech?
What? No abyssal?
I don't know,
thought
but I
that was
have
an
it.
Elephant thing.
Deep
I can
Deep
speak
Speech.
Dwarven.
Deep Speech is Eldritch, sort of. That sort of range.
Okay.
I can speak Dwarven, that's
Don't get
proven
don't get
all
that
useless
one-on-one
for me.
with him. Darn.
Just wait until I get to 13th level. I can translate for the dragon. If he doesn't learn how to speak common.
Do you just
I
learn a
learn
language
common
at
by
that level?
That's the tongue of sun and moon.
So, there is two things Eblatrix is going to do.
On point.
And that is... Okay, so he is going to cast Fly on Calix. So that gives you a 60-foot flight speed. And then he is going to look for Deck, who he's just going to grab by the shoulder, and cast Dimension Door. You just watch as him and Deck just out of existence.
Alright, well, I guess I start flying for the whale.
You give us acrobatics.
Come on, Angel Boy.
How's this?
Nope.
How's a 5?
A 5? Jeez Louise. You are
Why are
flying
acrobatics
and it is
cursed?
slow. It is slow going. These slightly translucent glowing wings are just flapping like crazy, and that wind is really damn strong.
How's he make
So
it?
get away with that.
I don't know what you were expecting with acrobatics from me. I'm not a dexterity major.
Oh, you know what? I fucked up. I should have not used fly and used freedom of movement. Already been said that the words have left my mouth. Actually, no, fuck it. I'm the DM. I'm the DM here. Rewind.
God abuse! God abuse!
Whoa!
I'm gonna
allow
rewind
it.
and I'm going to redact fly and cast freedom of movement instead. Okay, then he teleports away with Deck. Done.
Did someone just experience deja vu there?
Did anyone see a black cat just walk by?
Keanu Reeves just goes, whoa.
Oh my God.
I'm okay with this. I'll let it pass.
So yes, you are now unaffected by difficult terrain, and spells and other magical effects can neither reduce the target's speed nor cause the target to be paralyzed or restrained.
Great, I use my platforms and run for the whale unimpeded.
Yep. So the wind just seems to not even affect you anymore. Your feet steadfast and strong like a clear summer's day as you just begin sprinting towards where the whale is heading. Not directly for the whale, that'd be silly. You just start sprinting for where the whale's going.
A Rocket
I
League ball
intercept the
chaser.
whale.
Motion
Gonna
vectors.
intercept.
It's like
Okay,
playing Echo
so
Arena and going after the
that's-
disc.
That's Deck, Calix, Chir'takl, Clam, Eblatrix, sorted. Then now up.
He's the one left, because everybody else was in the shield.
Everyone else is in the
Who's
shield?
carrying the shield?
Yeah.
Am
Yeah,
I,
who
am I
has
carrying the
five
shield?
NPCs in there.
Oh, you got the
I
shield?
don't know.
Yep, Korra's
I've
got the
had
shield.
the shield.
Thank God.
Everyone else is in it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You just gotta fly.
Time for me to fail some acrobatic rolls.
Now, this is gonna
I
be
attempt
fun.
to fly along with everyone else.
You breach your wings outwards, and with powerful strokes, give us an acrobatics.
Hooray, time to fail some rolls. That'll do. Because that's a 19.
Yep, that'll do.
19,
Nice.
you
Thank God.
unimpeded by the storm, you just begin flying upwards and upwards, but as you do, you have this familiar scent, this familiar feeling, as you feel the snow cascade over you and the white. Another memory is going to pulse through your head. You remember flying treacherous skies, powerful adult form just effortlessly flying through tundras of snow and ice, armor covering parts of your body, and a white banner thrown over your chest, as someone seems to be riding you. And then you're back as the whale is now so close now.
I launch a firebolt at him
Why?
to keep him warm.
It's just like,
Yeah.
there's just this calm quiet of the storm, and then just hits the dragon in the side.
That's where
Blissful
the
warmth.
flashback ended.
Blissful warmth.
I don't have any spells to throw back that wouldn't kill him. Oh well.
I'm keeping you alive.
So, current speed in that, Calix, you would arrive toward the back of the whale, towards the tail. Chir and Clam, you would arrive around the midsection, towards the giant, like, main part of this castle made of pure ice and stone.
And I would have done like a perception check on the way in just to see what's going on.
Alright, go for a perception check.
Cocked.
I will assist him with the help action because we're both at the same place.
Was it 2?
Or not.
Yep.
Excuse me. I add my perception onto that, so it's actually a 5.
15 for perception on my end.
15, you guys can barely see in front of your own face. If it weren't for, like, the silhouette of the whale that you are following, you wouldn't see shit. So, you guys would land toward the middle, where this giant crystal castle would be resting. The whole thing undulating and swaying, it's sounding almost like chimes in the breeze. As each time the whale undulates, you watch the whole spire and buildings just shift and creak and move. Ice pillars mark the rest of the whale's back, looking like they sprouted upwards through its pores, like some sort of disease. As you then notice movement, and you hear as you can see, about from your two position, about 15 shambling, rotted-looking corpses idly patrolling between these giant icicle pillars. But you two seem to be in a safe spot towards the opening of this courtyard at the base of this castle. Calix, meanwhile, you and the rest of the team would be toward the back of the tail. You also hear that shambling noise as you see ahead of you towards that giant castle between all of these pillars of ice. You would see vaguely humanoid bodies, like rotted flesh, bone protruding out, greyed, rotten skin just patrolling, ice having crystallized over the exposed sections of the body.
Do they
Like
have
armor.
eyes?
You can see that they do not.
Okay.
Their heads are like partially iced over, almost like the top parts of helmets, leaving them blind.
Alright, I grab my amulet. Meh, trade out. You need to do some sneaking.
Okay. I trade out. I get out, he gets in. She gets in.
Alright. So,
Hearing the sneaking, I'm gonna immediately just pull my cloak over myself as well.
Alright. I activate sneaky boy mode.
alright, so I would like you to give me a stealth check, please.
Oh boy,
Please
here we
don't screw
go.
it up.
Do I have to do a stealth check for the cloak, or?
Alright, that is
You
a...
don't, because you two are currently safe towards that.
That
Okay,
is a
I'm-
15.
Clem, they don't have
Just roll
eyes. What good is being
30d20s
invisible
to
gonna
determine
do
if
you?
they'll see you or not.
What did you get?
I just
15.
realized he has a scarf on.
15. Let me just
Have
do
a
some
scarf.
rolls for the hordes.
I swear, these blind fucks somehow see me with that.
Spoilers.
What, 10 different rolls?
So, you
Wait,
begin
water.
carefully. What was that?
No, it was just a and also I'm just pouring myself some
Oh, yeah.
drinks.
Oh, wait, I have a failsafe for this.
So you begin carefully moving through, timing your movements carefully with the undulations of the whale and those jangling noises that rock with every major undulation of the whale.
Mm-hmm.
It's careful, slow, and methodical. Something that you have done time and time again throughout your time. On the prime material plane and at the circuits.
Mm-hmm.
You hear their wretched breathing. There's one moment where you're barely inches from one and you can smell the decay as these, some human, some dwarven, some dragonborn corpses shamble aimlessly. And you seem to be in the clear. You can see Chir'takl and Clam. And as you do, you step out from that last crystal, and as you do, you suddenly feel a hand clasp around your ankle. As you look back, partially stuck out of one of the pillars is one of the rotten corpses, and it just looks up at you and goes...
I stab him in the throat.
And just... Ooh, quick attack then.
Headblade. Hidden blade, that fucker.
Hidden blade.
Hidden blade. Oh, fuck! God damn it.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Oh.
God
what did you
damn
get?
it. I got
But I've seen
one.
him-
That's one.
Would I have seen him sneaking
God
around
damn it.
here?
What's the total attack damage?
Oh,
He got a 1 to hit.
I know.
oh wait. So,
I was holding
it's
your
my,
butt.
that's dagger. That's 1d4 plus 2 piercing.
Well, I mean, it's in like your overall attack.
Four.
It's a
Oh,
D6.
overall attack. Whoop. So that would be 6.
6? Okay, so you go to slam it with the hidden blade. You smash it into the top of its skull, piercing through the ice, but you just watch it. And as it shrieks out, you watch 1 head turn, 2 heads turn, 3, 5, 11 heads turn your guys' way as they all begin shambling towards that center of the castle.
Can I just
Well,
like come out of
I know,
like
I know what
dry
to
my
do in this
head
situation.
with some
cast
towel
invisibility.
with towel at the Glapian?
So,
I was about to say, could we have heard that from the shield?
Strong, what were you going to say?
Cast invisibility.
Alright, so you just out of existence.
They don't have
Zircron, what were you
eyes.
saying?
I was just gonna dry my head with the towel the Glapian gave me.
Your head is now dry and floofy.
Fuck, I just
Give
whacked-
me a 1d100.
Whack-a-rag.
Let's see your floof level.
Oh no. It's just a
It's a
stat
ball.
now.
Crazy high.
You are
Oh,
40%
that's not enough
floofy.
floof.
Not nearly
So
enough.
see,
There's
100%.
rockers in their floof rolls.
Oh, we
No,
got it
okay.
once.
Floof rolls.
Deceased, would I be able to hear the screaming of the things from inside the shield?
You guys would hear those muffled screams.
Oh, it's muffled.
They're
well-
running towards a point that
So,
no longer has anything there.
give us a strength check.
Break free.
Oh,
to break
right.
free, it's
Oh,
currently
so
got your
attached
leg
to it.
crumpled.
Fair enough, fair enough.
This whole time I've had my fucking...
Alright, now we're talking. Now we're talking. So, it's strength. It's 20.
Uh, 20, yeah, you just pull your leg free, and with it you just rip the arm from its socket as it just scatters into burns and bits of viscera on the floor.
Yep, and I'm invisible.
Give us another stealth check, please.
Alrighty.
Wouldn't it be an advantage because he's invisible?
No,
I would
these
say
guys
so.
don't have eyes.
Fair enough.
Oh.
Oh. Ha. Now you mention it. Well, regardless, that is a 28.
28. You back up, step. You see them coming, you pause as they come closer and closer. The wheel undulates. Another step, pause. You watch them getting closer and closer as they pour around that corner. And you watch them begin to pull apart that zombie that had shrieked. Just tearing into it as if expecting something to be there. Like a crab tearing off its own arm, these zombies just tear apart the other one, hoping to get at whatever had caused it to be rattled.
That'll do it.
Pause. Undulation. Step. Turn. Step. Run. Next thing you know, you have aside Chir'takl and the rest.
You do realize these guys don't have any eyes, right?
Yeah, I figured that one out after the fact.
I need to pull up reference numbers for my Eldritch pets.
Let's just say I panicked, okay?
Can you not be invisible now so we can see you?
On these zombies?
I'm
or
not
in the general area?
Or in the shield.
Oh, okay. I was saying if I heard the screams, I was gonna do a perception check to see if I could hear them and jump out.
So you're gonna clamber out? Okay, so perception check then.
I can't wait for him to screw this up.
Not even know
Perception.
I just never appeared.
Perception was in that 20.
Oh, don't worry, Afro. I know.
Alright.
Still coming.
Okay.
He is useful for
What
one
did you get?
Nat 20.
Nat 20, they're zombies.
There's
There's zero difference between true sight and normal sight.
There's nothing magical around at all already.
No.
Look at the zombies.
Nothing
Well,
magical.
Castle, maybe.
I'm out now.
That's it. Yeah, natural 20 for the evening.
Do you want to look at the castle as
the most
well?
useless nat 20.
Yeah, I was just doing like
Yeah.
I was looking and just out to see what if there's anything magical.
That's all I hear.
There's zombies.
So, looking out towards the castle, you would see that the ice is almost pulsing magically. Like a heartbeat, it is just thrumming outward, like a pulse. And at the very top of the tower, you can just see this orb of fire that stretches out maybe 60 feet in all directions from the top. This magical ember that just permanently burns.
Like blue fire, purple fire, red fire, black fire.
It is currently sort of purplish, more red.
Sweet.
Okay.
Oh.
I tell Calix this as I pop out the shield and look around. Looks like it's pulsating and there's a big fireball orb thing up at the very top. So this is probably connected to the whale.
I'm in the shield.
You got out of the shield.
No, I got out of the shield.
Oh, wait.
Wait, did you
I
go
know,
in?
I'm in the shield.
Yeah, he is in the shield.
Wait, how? You can't. Because the
I
shield's
traded-
built.
he's
places
carrying
with me.
No, meh.
Oh,
Changed places.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fine. I guess I'm just out there. I talked to the dotted outline of Calix that was there.
Like a cartoon, it's just doot, 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 doot. Oh. Anyway, as you guys are, like looking this over and trying to find where the fuck Calix had gone, as apparently you two had revolving door to the mirror at this point, with that reaction, Afro, you begin your descent down, seeing these guys, towards that clearing at the bottom. As you are circling down, I would like you to make a perception check.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Ooh. I can't remember my stats. There it is.
There's
Yep,
way too many
15.
stats to remember.
Oh, it's
15?
not.
Okay, so
Hmm?
as you come gliding down, everything would seem calm. You see the zombies, and toward the front of the whale, you would see Eblatrix. Staff up, you can just see him calmly walking with Deck behind him as the zombies seem to be like parting in fear of this flame. And alongside that, as you are descending up on the very top of this castle, castle's highest peak on a balcony, you would see a humanoid figure watching you as you make your descent down.
Hmm.
You should wave at him.
Nothing in particular about him, I suppose.
With the roll you got, unless you want to go closer to examine, all you got is like humanoid shape.
Not currently gonna risk it, I think.
Well, humanoid shape, and you could tell they were looking at you, like the way their body moved.
The good old arrogance of a red dragon.
If you want arrogance, I would have gone for him, but
Red Dargon.
I know somewhat how to pick my battles.
Red good boy.
This was sort of double take for a second, but keep going down.
Alright, so after a moment, the large red dragon would, wings pulling out like parachutes, descend and land with you guys. And then you would just watch Eblatrix just calmly walking up. Just staff in hand, Deck just behind him.
No fucks given.
Greetings, everyone.
Bye.
I'll take off the cloak, I suppose, since I'm should be hiding at this point.
Safe journeys.
Our journey was very fast.
So,
Someone
Ivor.
up there, but
Is in the shield.
they know we're
Yep,
here.
still in shield.
Calix, are you still in the
Ivor
shield?
out.
Well, actually,
Yes.
I'll just tell Elbotrix and everybody who's here what I saw with the castle. Big fireball thing at the top, and ice pulsing like magical.
I'm guessing both of those things correlate.
You're probably onto something.
I don't know if Ivor knows anything about this castle.
Oh, he's
Oh, it's
fucking
the end
AFK.
Yeah,
I'll roll
I,
for him.
Yeah,
I
well,
reach
Clem,
for my
don't get me.
amulet and ask.
I
reach for my amulet.
When I
No,
rolled, I
he's
got a
doing
nat
it.
20. Just take it. I rolled for you.
Yeah, okay.
Alright,
I'll take it.
so, Gallium. You would know this is the level of hell, the eighth and penultimate level of hell, Carnia. This is the barren,
Aye.
frozen wastes, the land of the fast-traveling ice, where mountains move per day, where the giant sky whale carries the archdemon Mephistopheles' castle, the castle of ice and tundra. The archdemon himself has been arrogantly known across the prime material plane, and a lot of the time mistaken for being Asmodeus. He is extremely dangerous and extremely vitriolic.
Ah,
Oh.
wonderful.
I don't know what that word means.
It's a big word.
Jank.
That's a big word,
mean.
Clam. It means he's a dick.
He's a bad boy.
Okay.
Oh. And we have to meet with him to
So-
get to the next level of hell?
Yep.
No,
Oh,
yes.
man! Just a look.
I need
Ooh,
a
what'd he
fucking
get?
drink.
I just wish it wasn't zombies. I can't make use of zombies.
Good point.
I can't though.
Speaking...
I handle the sword, the mimic sword, which is still in its grape sword form.
Just sees a sword.
I'm sure you'll do a fine time cutting them up.
Alright, well, I'm gonna get out of the shield. Join the group.
The scent of my soul flame will probably not irritate them for long. I just want to make that fact aware now, so you don't rely on it.
Right. Well, we should probably find a way inside.
Wait, is there not a way inside?
Well, right now you guys are at a large gate that reaches into the courtyard that, you know, marks the entrance to the castle grounds.
It's closed.
Currently so.
Okay.
I need to look up,
Can I fly? Oh wait, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be swept off the whale.
You know.
Yeah, the edges of this whale are currently like parted water. If you guys go, I think, let me just quickly check my sheet. I have sheets for the whale. It does have its own HP and stats.
Nice.
Stab the whale.
Stab the whale.
I mean,
I think that might be the mimic sword would be
to prove ineffective.
You know,
It's about
you know,
20
guys.
feet off
You know,
of the 20 feet off of the hide of the whale, and you're swept away.
you know, guys. You know, guys. We might be having a hell of a time here in hell, but now you can safely say we're having a whale of a time.
I give him a backhand.
It's over.
Oh the hell!
We're done.
Don't make me hit you.
I am not sorry.
So many bad puns.
Really, we're doing puns. There's an arch devil. Knows we're here, and you
This
fuckers
layer
do
of hell is frozen over.
Not helping Albatross.
Is there? I would like to make a perception check to
we
see if
have
there's
a
any
snowball
lone zombies
cannon
around.
out.
An elbow trick this way.
Like
Sure, give us a
close by.
perception check.
I kill something. 15.
15. They are all shambling about. It seems they're trying to. It seems these zombies seem to avoid the opening to the keep, the castle grounds.
I look for a lock.
Which?
Can I look for a
Yeah,
lock
I'm gonna
from the
examine the
keep?
gate
Go for it.
for a way in.
All right.
At 20.
Let's... Well then, you got
I
that
hate all
20.
of you.
Meh
Try to take their fun.
Meh begins
got-
looking carefully, observing the gate where Calix just shoves them aside and points to a crack right next to the gateway where several chains are currently holding the gate closed. And goes there.
Are there padlocks on these chains?
The chains seem to be a part of some sort of system to raise and lower the gate.
Oh. Well, I guess I'm not
Deck.
taking a lock.
Open it. All the chains.
Deck's in the shield.
Get that open.
Oh, I know Deck's not.
Deck's not in the shield.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, double true.
So I'll roll for Deck. So,
You need a strong boy.
What does it mean?
And who's getting the damn haircut? Still not here
Use your
yet.
strength.
you watch him grasp these large chains and begin pulling. It's barely budging. You watch the snow shift a little from the base of the doorway as it lifts the tiniest bit before settling back down.
Can I go over there and help him?
Sure. Another strength check. With both of you.
And I'll just jump on the chain to use my added weight.
That's a nat 20, but I got it's 24.
So 24 and 20. You both begin pulling and pulling harder, harder. The door lifts about a foot before slamming back down.
Damn it.
No, that ain't gonna work.
Does it appear that it's doing that because it's frozen and stiff, or because of the weight?
No, I'd say as it was lifting, you could judge sort of maybe how thick it was, especially you because you're lower to the ground, so you'd probably be able to cast a look underneath. It looks to be maybe about 10 feet thick, this gate.
I meant like the reason it's not budging is it because...
Is that thicker than it is wide?
Because the mechanisms are frozen.
It is thicker than it is wide because the walls of the castle keep don't, it doesn't need to be as wide as it is thick.
Oh yeah, but I mean like a well-made thing with systems could still lift it more. I'm just wondering if it's... My question wasn't answered.
It's because of its weight. It's because of its weight, not it being stuck.
Yeah, you aren't just melting this one, melting us out of this situation.
Well, I was gonna...
He's just going to melt our hearts. No.
Well, I guess I'm gonna look around inside this crack some, because I feel like that's, like, it was discovered through a nat 20, so it's gotta do something that isn't useless.
Alright, so
Throw your sandwiches
give us
in it.
investigation.
Oh wait, can we make the crack bigger?
It's mostly ice. You could probably
17.
start chipping away if you wanted. Poking your head in this crevice that the chains are attached to, you can look up and see a winch system up high on the wall. And looking down, you can just see like a pool of blood. As down is burying into the whale.
Okay.
Ouch.
Do these chains look climbable up to the winch system?
Definitely not by you. It's a small gap, but doable.
What are you looking at?
There's a winch up there if you can climb.
Don't do it. Last time you
Just
did
seeing,
that,
these are the
you
walls that we're
supposed to
poking,
fuck
right?
out of our
That
game.
we're at?
It's
That
like
we're full
all
of...
the ice is pulsing.
Oh, okay.
It's
How tall
just
is the
spreading
wall?
outward from the sea. The wall is about 30 feet.
I would like to lightning grapple as far as I can go, which is 15 feet up the wall. And
Alright, give
then
us your
once I
failure
make
check.
that, yep, nope, that failed miserably. That was a 4.
So,
Oh no.
this is.
Oh, no.
Did you get 4? Alright, so
Yeah.
Brace myself.
That's in the high bracket. So,
I'm getting the popcorn out.
Please tell me he's got a wild magic roll table set up for you.
Probably.
yeah. So,
Of course he does. Oh no.
Or
I'm glad I'm in the shield. Protected by a...
Sir, lightning would flash through your vision. As you cast it out, it would invert and shock through your nervous system. You feel this burning pain rock through you as you take 6 plus 4 damage.
10.
So 10.
And you are now blind.
For how
And
long?
not from alcohol.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not
You
gonna
are
crush it for long.
blind. You are blind until you can go to somewhere to relieve that ailment.
Wow.
How's that whole
Wonderful.
using your own spells thing working for you now, buddy?
Why do you think they only makes...
Alright, let's stuff him in the shield.
Your
Oh,
eyes
can he-
hurt. Everything has gone a sort of
Can I-
milky white as you are having trouble focusing on anything.
Oh
It's
wait,
just
wait, I've got
blurs.
this. I cast cure. Wait, does cure wounds work on this kind of thing?
You can try.
I'm feeling like it won't. But fuck it. I cast cure wounds on his face.
Could read your character your spell sheet.
Well, you kind of have to figure out what it
Cure
is
wounds.
first.
What do you want?
You cast Cure Wounds. As you do, you feel the blindness alleviate, if only a little. You now can see a little, but you have disadvantage on any attack roll, or spell attacks or such.
How does True Sight work? Does he need his
Also, I have to
actual
roll
sight
for
to
how
use
much- how
True
many
Sight,
hit
or
points
is it
I
a
just told him.
perception thing?
Yes,
Oh.
he needs sight to see True Sight.
Okay.
Okay, darn.
I drag
Really?
Spot into the mirror, and I start giving him an examination with my medicine skill.
1d8 plus your spell casting ability.
Medicine check.
I can fix the idiot.
Oh God.
Has anyone tried knocking?
19.
It's 10 feet thick.
19.
I don't think the knock is going to be heard.
The eyes seem to be fine.
This has
From
been
what
weird
you
as
can
things.
judge, that lightning has rattled his nerves, his nervous system.
I can't do anything with this. I would need to like go into like open surgery to fix you.
Do it!
Yeah, you restore
no,
7.
no,
You
no,
restore
surgery,
7 points
do
of
it.
health.
Okay.
Right, Clam. Now that that display of ingenious stupidity is over, would you like to please climb?
If I fuck up, what kind of fall am I looking at?
Snow.
It's
No,
the
blood.
wall is 30 feet up.
Well, like what's
fucking
underneath? Like it's just, you say it was just
You
blood
have-
or something.
Us.
You have chains.
The
How are you
pool at the
gonna lose
bottom,
grip on
the pool
chains?
at the bottom of the chains is blood, and you can see steam rising from it, so it is heated blood.
I tell you what,
I'll catch you if you fall, you little weasel.
I'll catch you with Mage Hand.
Sadly, I'm 40
Um,
pounds heavier than what your mage hand can do.
Oh, I have feather fall, but I'm in the shield because
Hey,
I'm pulling
Clem.
balls out there.
Don't worry, if you fall, the Dragonborn can catch you with himself.
No, he can't. He's in the shield with us
Um,
'cause he's dumb.
God damn it.
Yeah, definitely standing by that we stuffed him in the shield.
Okay.
Eblatrix, meanwhile, is going to be peeking his head into the shield. He's just like, oh, this is certainly larger.
What does he think? Well,
We,
we'll
we
ask him
just see
about the fucking
Bellatrix's
feet of it.
butt as his head's in the shield.
I'm gonna take a look at these chains, and I'm just gonna see how challenging that would look to climb. Like,
Okay.
if it be something easy, something hard. Investigation of 2.
2.
You have no idea.
They're chains. They're chains.
Nah, you
I
know
have
what?
some-
Tell me the truth.
I have some rope. Can I forge like a sort of like enhancement so we can like grip them around the crevices of the chains so we can more easily climb them?
Oh, sort of like that thing they do with the trees where they, like.
Exactly. Yes.
You could
Clam,
just
did
use a
your
bit of
pittance.
rope.
I hand him some rope then.
I have rope, but
How much are you cutting free?
You know we
I
have
have-
rope, right?
Clem
Yeah, we
has
all have
rope.
our own rope.
Oh, if we all have our own rope, then I suggest. Okay, I throw rope at Clam. It's like
I'm not gonna turn down rope.
Just a bad
much stuff is-
squawk through a rope.
Fuck it.
Cast
I
on rope.
assume doing this will lower my DC a bit, so fuck it. Whatever. I gotta be useful to the group eventually. All right.
okay, I'll just mark.
Don't you have,
no more
don't you
rope.
have some
music or
kind of
something, what you doing?
eldritch horror that could just do the winch for us?
I'm
Don't
gonna reach
tempt
with
it.
the hand, with the mage hand first.
All right, yeah.
Okay, so you cast out Mage Hand. What's its max distance?
Yeah, what is its max distance?
I want to say 60 feet, but I need to verify that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
quickly
let's see.
verify.
30 feet.
30 feet.
Oh, perfect.
You would just be able to. The Mage
Alright.
Hand
Hold it.
would
I
reach
pick
out,
him up and hold him
grasp.
above my head.
Considering we can see the
You
mage
give him
hand.
you give him several feet more space. The Mage Hand reach out and grasps onto the winch and starts pulling and pulling and pulling, and it's too heavy for it.
Oh. Wait. So he can reach, right? I cast my mage hand also.
Both hands
20
clasp
pounds.
and begin pulling and pulling, and you hear a as you watch one of the chains begin to lower, the other begin to rise as a weight lifts out of the water, as another one you can see going lower as the blood is now bubbling at one side upward. And you watch the gate just begin to slowly rise upwards. Not the
Rogue
whole way,
boys.
just about halfway.
I reveal the Eldritch hand and give a thumbs up.
You just see this gross, sinewy, like sharp-clawed hand give
So
a thumbs
glad I
up.
cannot see this right now.
Reveal my normal hand, and it displays a open-handed sign of shock.
For the next half hour, we do hand puppets. And for the next half hour of this episode, hand puppets.
Not fear, just shock.
So
I
good.
slapped them with my real hand.
Still carrying.
Sure good.
By the way.
Shall we go through then?
Right. Hold on. I'm gonna jump in the shield and grab Pink real quick. Because we might need a
This is
tiny
dumb. I
hut
can't
if
believe
things
that
go
worked.
poorly.
Okay. I exit the shield with Calix. Or you
Alright.
could have just
Right,
said,
so
hey,
you-
you should come out, Pink, because we could probably use some help. And I'd be like, it's really cold, but if you need my help, I'll come out. Wait, I just grabbed my shirt
And
in
I
real
wore the
life.
shield back.
I was holding my shirt in
Find the
real life,
amulet.
talking into my amulet.
I should someday. I'm actually gonna buy everyone amulets just for funsies.
What I gotta do
Except
is we're
for
gonna find
me-
stuff to make walkie-talkies out of
except
them,
for
3D
me.
print amulets with walkie-talkie pits inside of them.
That'd be cool.
Quite possibly doable, like over Wi-Fi.
So-
But anyway, carry on.
Oh shit.
So
So,
I exit the shield, and I will make my way through the giant door hole.
all right. So you make your
Wall
way through the
movement.
portcullis. And
The
I would like
door.
to. There's two things. One, I would like to know everyone's movement order. You know, who's at the front of the line, who's at the back. Are you walking all side to side? What's going on? You know, like marching order.
I'll walk in the front.
Not front.
I'm just gonna jump on the bird's back in case shit gets real quick, so I have an escape route.
I'll be next to Pink because Leo's tiny hut.
I hide.
Mhm.
I'm in the shield.
I'll take the
As
front
you guys begin
line.
marching,
I'm in the front already.
I'm at the back then.
so you
behind
two
Pete
are at
then.
the front. You two are at the front. You can go side by side if you want. You know, there's nothing stopping you
Yeah.
going like 2 by 2 or.
Can we hold hands?
4x4.
No.
We skip
Hell,
to my
you
loot.
guys could all walk in like a full line, hand in hand, and
Let's
skip
just skip.
for all I
Let's
care.
just skip the whole
Like,
way
this
down.
just-
Like the opening of
This just
Justice
helps.
League.
Can
This
Chir'takl
just helps
ride on
me-
Mr. Pinkie's shoulders?
This just helps me understand, you know, the layout of what's going on. So then when I have something come from
Who's
stage
fucked by
left or
AoE stuff, is
whatever,
what he's saying.
Prophecy,
Like,
the
everybody
wizard,
put their-
the wonderful
everybody
Wizard of
put
Oz,
their
because-
pieces
because-
in a line.
because
Okay,
of the wonderful
okay,
things he does.
everyone,
Oh,
everyone, put your
Where's
put your miniatures in walking order.
Play
in your
McDonald's
marching
now,
order.
fellas. Here we go.
Which one's mine? That looks like me. There we go. I think that's mine, isn't it?
Where's
So-
Deck? I want to put my character behind him.
Yeah.
Dex riding Mr. Pink's shoulders right now.
As you
Take out
guys
half the
begin,
fucking courtyard.
as you guys begin walking in, you'd watch Eblatrix begin walk through the portcullis, but
In the
then
middle, son.
stop body shaking as he takes a few steps back and then looks down at himself.
No.
There's an undead ward here. I can't pass.
Ah, that's a problem.
Oh.
Can we put him in the shield?
The shield is a pocket dimension.
Yeah. The room?
Motions you back
That'll do.
and then clambers into the shield.
I yelled, don't touch my stuff.
I'll touch whatever I like.
Oh.
You don't know what the
Don't touch
weasel's
the
done
kids.
to it. That's why you shouldn't touch it.
You might get weird herpes.
So,
Those were chirpies.
heading forward, you guys begin heading into the castle proper. Opening the much larger doors, these large, dark red doors, slightly coated in ice, you push it open, and with it is a blast of heat. As the interior, there is no ice. There are stone floors, a mix of marble and crested gold, walls deep black with more of that gold inlay. Red throw rugs adorn the floors, creating this lovely red, black, gold colour scheme. Very fancy, intricate chairs line the walls, mirrors hang, as well as portraits and paintings of people long old. And with this heat that burns through, Pinkie, I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, man.
Oh boy, here we go.
Alright.
There we go.
Hold it 1 second.
What else is going on?
Sorry, shit gets real.
Arcana check for any kind of magic traps.
Let's see how badly this goes.
Please get a nat
16
20.
on the dot.
16? Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
as you guys
Yes.
breach into the hallway, you guys would, begin taking off some of that winter gear you had shambled together. Some of you not so much shambled together as you had actually collected it. And as you, shed these garments, get to more adequate clothes for this climate and close the doors behind you, Pinkie, you would suddenly feel something really heavy, painful in your chest. As you collapse to your knees, the rest of you would watch as that fire that usually crests his skull begins to burn hotter and hotter. As you watch some of the skin around breaches away from his head and forms a flaming halo around these that you had never known.
Ooh.
Congratulations, you're Demon Boy now.
So yeah, your horns protrude outwards like that, round, and then directly up.
Alright, I'm gonna feel my head because I'm assuming that hurt a little bit, and I'm gonna be like,
yeah, there's
oh,
some
shit.
blood, there's some blood, a little bit of skin left on them.
There's no need for the Evertoast now.
I'm just gonna take a step back.
Yeah, Evertoast.
Are you okay?
How do I
have a
look?
use for that at some point, I know it.
How do I look?
You look demonic.
Different.
You look honestly pretty metal.
It's like a 6-foot tiefling.
You're bleeding. Are you okay?
Fucking hurts.
Get out a piece of cloth and it's like I feel like I just have to like tend the wounds and stuff.
While this is going on, I'm gonna do an Arcana check for
Yeah,
magic
he's
traps.
fine.
Okay. Alright.
Slightly
So-
maybe get an idea of these the eldritch magic I possess. So I'm just gonna.
The wounds
Okay,
around the
fine.
horns seem almost like, picked scabs. The blood's superficial at most.
Oh, so
It just hurt coming it just fucking hurt coming out.
out. I was like, ooh, this isn't what I expected.
I'm still learning to sense magic. It appears as I got a 4.
There, you are sure that large-ass painting to the right that seems to be following you is magical.
I point this out to the group.
I take a good look at that painting.
Okay. Arcana check.
21? 21? I slapped the otter.
Fuck, I just.
I would like to try to get a feel of the surroundings as well, seeing as I just experienced a metamorphosis of sorts.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Natural
I actually
20.
rolled a fucking nat 20. I joined the club.
horns.
Everyone is voting in that
Welcome to
20
the
today.
nat-
Finally did
Welcome to the Nat 20 Club, Pinkie.
Yay!
It's a fickle being. It's a fickle place.
The only
So,
place
as
There's
you
a
I've
place
begin-
for
been.
everything.
If
As
you
you
roll an actual
begin-
1,
As you begin looking across the, the artwork and the mirrors, all the decadence, you would know
Did
one of the
Doublegoose happen?
portraits. Yeah, he arrived. He's just a stealth boy. He's more
He's been
stealthy
here the
than
whole
you.
time, dude.
One of the paintings would stand out. A picture of 3 figures. One, you would all find very familiar. The demonic figure from the second layer of hell, the archdevil. You'd know from
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Second
Good
would
times.
be a taller figure, long black hair reaching all the way down, pasty skin, horns upturned and buckled, with large bat-like wings from the back. And the third, standing between them, would have horns that curl backwards, loop around, and then go directly up, a fiery halo above his head, with large adorned tattoos up across his bare chest and arms. He looks strikingly like Pinkie, just older and more chiseled.
Gee, I wonder who this is.
At this point,
there's mirrors, you said, so I can actually see myself in the mirror, right?
Yes, you can look and inspect your obsidian black horns.
Yeah, model work to do, my dude.
Wow.
They have that slight spiraled ridges, like a ram's horn.
So since Ivor is with us, I'm gonna be like, is that Asmodeus? In that painting in the middle?
I love the fact you don't actually have your headset on, so you just
really
he reminds me. He reminds you know what he reminds me of?
Come on, you can do it. You can do it.
He reminds me of
just drop your dice there.
Those old British, shows where they'd use the puppets.
Okay, do I?
Captain Scarlet and the Mr. Ons.
Fuck it, let's try that again. I cannot fucking read that because of the glare. What does it say?
That's right.
That's a 6.
One more.
Well. Oh wait, I get to see it again. Never mind.
Isn't it advantage? Yeah, for religion.
Yeah, he's at advantage.
Yes, it's advantage.
Oh my
God.
That's
a
4. Roll on the table.
That's a 7.
Nope, still 7. Kind of looks like your dad.
For once,
No.
you don't see the screen door.
Isn't there? Don't you have something in religion stat?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
plus
but God.
1 second. 1 second. Getting there. 7 plus.
I'll fetch your. Those are religion.
No,
plus
he's not
3.
gonna know about the most
10.
important archdevil.
10? You would know
Yeah,
the
10
guy at
total.
center is Asmodeus, and the one on the
Thank
right
God.
is Mephistopheles.
A sickly pale one.
Mephistopheles?
Mephistopheles.
Meth?
I don't. Oh, meth.
like
I'm-
meth.
I need
Yeah,
to
like
ask
that.
outside of character, what is Mephistopheles wearing?
He is wearing.
You can touch yourself later.
Mephistopheles and Asmodeus are wearing similar get-ups, and that is almost the lower half of long, elaborate tunics. Flowing robes downwards, thick belts around the waist, and that's pretty much it. Asmodeus does have gauntlets, whereas Mephistopheles doesn't.
Alright.
So think Pinhead
Mental
with
eye
a shirt
candy for
on.
Zircron. So if we hear any
Yeah,
rhythmic
Pinhead-
sounds, Zircron
Pinhead
is busy.
with the shirt off. Pinhead with the shirt off, or a very clean pyramid head without the pyramid.
Right. Well.
And how big did you say the wings were?
He's
I'm
gonna
not
roll
even going
for
to continue
smash.
describing
They're like the
that.
size of real bat wings.
Wow.
The size of real bat wings.
Literally
Like 3
just
inches long each. It's like someone slapped Nabby
That's-
wings onto a humanoid.
That's disappointing.
Listen,
I can't after that.
I'm
He just
Mephistopheles.
flutters through the air and hovers about an inch off the ground. He's useless.
Hey, you've been playing for a long time now. Do you want to take a break?
Not now.
That's me.
Not now, Fee.
Okay.
Just go with the classic, I suppose.
Speaking of
Do I
Zelda,
feel any different? Other than, obviously,
nipples are
having
erect.
pointy horns on my head.
Right now, the only difference you have gained is any fire-based natural abilities you have a +1 to them.
Oh,
Lucky you.
okay.
Hit or the
Lucky boy.
damage.
Damage.
So,
Nice.
is there stairs to go up or down or?
There, on the hallway, there is a large set of double doors ahead of you, and there are 4 stairs. 2 going up at the back end, 2 going down closest to the door you guys entered in.
do a once-over for physical traps. I think I can sense them.
Oh, he's checking for traps.
Investigation?
Okay, 17.
17. Looking about, you can see no sign of traps. But you do hear a clack, shh, clack, shh, clack, shh, clack, just coming from the stairwell far end that one of the ones going up.
I point to the stairwell and say, I think we got company, guys. I hear something over that way.
Well, we probably need to talk to the archdemon to get out of here anyway. Archdevil, demon, you know.
What could possibly go wrong?
I think that's been our motto this entire trip.
Now you're staying in the front.
Yeah, I'm just kind of turning back around.
I'm staying in the front.
Why is the otter way over here? Did he run away? Okay.
Yes.
Went to go eat the painting.
He suddenly lit on fire.
You went to go eat
I've always been on fire.
Or fire.
Tempted to do recon with one of my pets.
I would like to, what's it called? Pre-bacon action. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so what would you like to bake?
I would like to bake Leo's tiny hut.
Alright,
as
so
a reaction
for...
to anything threatening coming from whatever is coming down the hallway towards us.
Alright,
I'd like to bake hiding.
Alright, so...
Shown out.
Well, hearing those footsteps, I'm gonna scoot back, and I'm just debating if I do Eldritch Recon.
Well, you have maybe 10 seconds.
I'll die if you can't decide.
There's no way the spider would make it to be useful at that point.
Okay, so that clack, clack, we get closer and closer as you then see bladed toes slide out across the stairwell as a hand would clasp against the side made of nothing but what appears to be like knives and swords.
Pretty clever.
About 10 feet up off the floor. You then watch this hulking, tall, slim figure made of sinew, metal, and, like, blades. Like a humanoid porcupine made of metal. An armored face coming down, almost like all the spikes and blades coming out of it like a lion's mane. As it just turns to look toward the group. And it doesn't move.
I'm going to give a slight bow and call out, "We've come to speak to your master."
And
as you move and make noise, you would see it inch and shift, just tiny increments with each noise, hands slowly rising with each noise and movement.
I'm getting like Clockwork Soldiers from Dishonored vibes off this thing. I like it.
Not when it kills us, you will.
Yeah. So I will just use this boy. He's technically larger than this, so boom.
Oh no!
He would be about that far out currently from the group.
So
I'm gonna say, everybody kind of tighten up here, please.
Already hiding behind deck.
Actually, you know what? Let's do this. I'm gonna give him a once-over to see if he's reacting solely on. I mean, it's obviously set on sound, but if he's looking at anything as well.
Okay.
Oh.
Investigation, I suppose.
12.
You make a slight noise, and you watch just a little inch forward, hands slowly extending outwards. You make a slight movement, and its head twitches and moves forward just a tiny bit more. Just each movement and sound causes it to inch a tiny bit more.
Fuck,
little piercing red dots sticking out from the helmet, just staring straight toward the front of the group.
Of
Which
course,
at this point
requires both sound and
Pinkie.
movement. Range of 30 feet.
I cast a message at MrPinkie and tell him to make the monster stand down.
Alright. Well, in that case, I am going to use... oh, come on. Where are
I'm
you?
talking, so it didn't make it move.
You suggest a course of activity limited to sentence or two. Magical influence. The creature can see within range and hear and understand you. Creatures that can't be charmed or...
Oh, you're going to command?
I'm going to use suggestion.
I got that one too.
Which is a level 2 spell. And...
assumed it would just listen to you because you look like a demon.
I will guide us to the portal to the 9th level.
What's the DC for that?
Oh, gotta go back to that page.
I don't know what DC Sharper is.
Let Pinkie do his thing first.
I gotta read.
It's higher than 9, but less
the
than
DC
20.
11 mod plus
11.
3.
Alright. Okay. You watch it seem to relax again, as if it doesn't see you anymore, as it just turns around and just begins slowly walking, those swords and blades all trailing behind it like a wedding shawl, as it turns around and begins walking back up the stairs.
And I'm gonna turn to everyone and say, don't attack this thing, because this will end it. So
Okay.
I'm gonna start following Knife Boy.
How long does suggestion last?
Until it is completed, up to 8 hours.
Oh, yeah, definitely fine. So, you follow it along as it leads you up through these ornate and intricate hallways. Every now and again, you would be able to look out a window looking into the center of the courtyard. As you can see, a large creature idly curled up at its center, looking upwards at an elevator that seems to be just hanging, waiting. It seems that was maybe a quicker way up to the top. As this large creature, just give us a nature check. Pinkie, you would have advantage on.
Alright.
We all doing this?
I'm gonna.
Alright.
That is a... That would be 13.
17.
17?
It's terrifying watching Gallium try to pilot himself
3.
like a broken robot.
Pinkie, this thing would seem like something you have heard of before. This would be a very dangerous thing from Arkeld Sphere. This is called a Remoraz.
Oh.
It's a giant centipedal demon.
Probably
As
got
this
to use
thing
the
seems
model.
to be guarding the center. As this bladed hedgehog man slowly leads you further up and up and
Gotta go
up.
faster.
It's a slow process, and you think you're about halfway up, 2 hours in.
So it's like following an NPC in a game.
Yes, it's slow as
I
balls.
fucking hate doing that.
Hold forward,
After-
stop. Hold
Who
forward,
doesn't?
stop. Hold forward, stop.
After so long,
Locked
you would
doorway.
reach a gate with several runes implanted on the wall, and you would watch, without even looking, he lifts his hand up and just strokes across one, and then another, and then another, and then another, and then the portcullis ahead of him would just creak and begin to open upwards. He then begins walking again, and you guys follow. About 4 more of these between several more floors, like security
my
gateways,
God.
take you further and further up. Another 2 hours before the iron hedgehog, shall we call it, would bring you to another hallway. This one even more grand and ornate. Beautifully polished floors like mirrors. Solid gold walls, all ornately carved by probably the greatest artisans of the hellscapes. It's very gaudy. Giant velvet red curtains sit before a massive red door. Two more of those hedgehog creatures would be there, and as they see it, would perk up and freeze. As your bladed hedgehog would walk and stop, and it would then just seem confused a moment as it looks at the other two, and then turns around to look at you guys and freezes.
Uh-oh.
Oops.
You gotta be kidding me.
Are those plane ship gauntlets?
That was not the time for plane
He's
shit.
still on the table in front of you. Huh? There you go.
I'm just using those three for now because... Okay.
He died.
He died. He cried, he died. Sir, have the slowest goddamn possible fight in history as these guys seem to be just frozen in place.
They're all frozen?
Like statues, they are just paused in that moment, waiting for the slightest movements or sounds.
Trying to think.
Yeah, let me look at my thing here.
I think I've got an idea.
Wait. They're affected by sounds and sights, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. Let's hear the paladin first.
I think, don't you have like a sphere of silence type thing?
By the way, as you guys are having this discussion, you're watching them just...
Oh god, they're like the Weeping Angels, but with sound instead.
Okay,
I remember you did it back at the...
Yeah,
thing.
okay, so that works on... You cast it in a location, and no sound escapes it. Nothing about sound not getting into it.
So...
Hold on. Can I see that?
Cast it on us right now.
So cast it on us.
Cast it.
Josh.
Hold on.
There's a shit ton of seagulls outside.
No sound can be created within or past
Oh,
through
you
a
think that's
20-foot
bad?
radius
Canadian
sphere.
geese. Those things are annoying.
Oh, within.
So, if you were to do it on them, they wouldn't be able to hear or make sound, or if you did it on us, we wouldn't be able to hear or make sound, which would also mean we can't cast any spells that require a verbal component.
So cast it on them, probably.
So, apart
can
from the
still
two
see us.
stairwells behind you guys leading down, the only way through is the door behind them.
So, if he does
We'll load them out
silence,
first.
and then Deck does pass without trace, could slip by.
Pass without trace doesn't make you invisible.
True.
It gives you advantage on stealth.
It was a huge advantage on house stealth.
Look at my
So there's
It's filled with
so there's
gaudy
space over around
decorations,
here.
right? Plenty of room
The
to slip by.
hallway. These guys are pretty much had flanked
That's
the
what you have
door,
mage
so
hand, do
they're
you, Korro?
at the walls.
Oh, they're at the walls.
Don't suppose you have some
Yep.
mage hand, do you? I'm thinking of maybe... I'm just trying to think of the practicality of this, but using mage
Okay,
hand to knock some shit around to draw their attention.
I'm just gonna cast.
I go over here and I start flapping my wings.
All right, sir. For every space you move, which was
Oh, okay.
Chaotic stupid.
What are you?
sir, 1,
Engage
2,
chaotic stupid.
3,
Hey.
4. So they would be able to intercept you here.
Oh. Okay, so I'll be over here instead.
What?
1,
Bloody screams will draw him more.
3,
I can't.
4.
I cast the minor illusion that.
I'm trying to draw them away from the door.
I'm trying to get them to not kill you.
I'm just gonna grab one of these sets of dice, unused dice here, Just so I can mark as a door.
The more we talk about this, the more they're going to come closer to us anyway.
There's the door.
Out of character. If I
There's
make a
the
bunch of
goal.
noise, they can just get to you.
Cast minor illusion right here to make a noise.
Alright, so as
Clang.
Zircron,
I am
as you
going
are
to
moving
also-
forward, you just watch them just suddenly lurch forward at a much higher speed. Metal and pieces shrieking and creaking over each other. And you just come to a halt as one of the blades is inches from your face.
I am
As they
going
have
to cast
paused in your motion. One sec, Pinkie.
Suggestion. Yeah.
One sec. As that happens, clang, 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 and they all turn in that moment. And they are going to move 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 back. And now are going to be facing towards the source of the sound.
And
Which was
so
right
there's
here.
Stairwells around
Oh,
here or
is
something?
it right there? So back.
Yeah, I wanted to localize them this way.
So, I can't actually bring them
Let me
here.
look up some... Oh,
So, how long does that clanging last?
I'm pretty sure it might. Oh, can I just have it keep going? That would be interesting. Minor illusion.
There are other door. You said there were stairwells, right?
Stairwells
Oh.
behind you guys where you came from.
Oh,
so-
spell lasts a minute.
So it's just a solid
I will
hallway.
further
Alright.
augment it with prestidigitation.
So you guys watch these three
Oh, shit,
hedgehog
totally works.
creatures begin just slashing. You watch their claws effortlessly cleave through marble and gold as they are just creating like a hole of scars and bladed chunks out of the floor as these noises and lights continue on in this little spot.
Deck. Pass without a trace. We gotta sneak, man.
I cast Pass Without a Trace.
just pass without a trace. It's like little dust.
What? I mean, like what?
It hides.
It's
It
like
hides your
plus 10 to
tracks.
stealth.
It hides
Yeah,
your
plus
tracks
10.
and gives you a plus 10 to
Dex.
stealth.
Me and Matt basically gonna explain shift at that point.
Alright, so, sneak past them through the doors. Let's go.
So,
For
round of stealth
everybody.
checks from everyone. Everyone
Oh,
outside
no.
the shield, please.
Well, that's a good.
Can
that
I
you
have
gave us
taken a long
bonus.
rest while this is going on?
Yeah, sure.
21.
Actually, it wouldn't be a long rest. The long rest is 8 hours, so it'd be a short rest.
They've only been
You do
going.
a short rest.
Oh, I'm good. 20.
Sure. Am I able to see a little bit
Natural
better now,
20.
or is it just I'm just mentally fucked at this
No,
point?
you're still stuck. You'll have to go to a chapel or a church to heal.
You need
I can fix him!
Don't.
If I,
Then why haven't you?
Doing
if
what
I were to use
god?
my cloak,
Because
would I get
nobody's
advantage
asked.
to-
And I also didn't
Okay.
notice it happening, I don't think. Or I didn't care.
Yeah, you can have advantage because you have the cloak too.
Okay, because I got 20 so far, but let's
I don't give a
bump
shit.
that
Not that I'll be a
to,
big help
I don't give
here.
a shit about advantage. I got 24.
So, let me go around. Afro,
14.
Korro,
20 total.
Clem,
29.
Strong,
24.
Pinkie,
22.
Zircron,
21.
Gallium,
Nat 20.
It's a plus 10 to your stealth.
Doublegoose,
Wait,
Oh,
do we
wait,
all
whoa,
have
whoa, whoa. I forgot the plus.
21.
Were we including the
So,
plus 10?
you guys,
Well, I have much
Oh,
higher
very
numbers.
You
good.
got a 24. Afro has a 24, not a 14. He didn't get a plus 10.
I didn't know
Okay,
that.
wait,
so-
Oh, yeah. 'cause
Oh,
I've
for
got
including the
So-
plus 10, then I got a 34.
you guys all surpassed their maximum possible sight. So, you guys just very carefully begin to, giving them wide berths, step around as you watching them just cleave and carve this hole in. As at this point, even though it's only been not even a minute, they have clawed down into the next layer of the floor. You can now see there's just a hole that they are still clawing at.
Oh, that's a fight I'm glad we weren't in.
So you carefully
You
walk
don't
past them,
say.
and reach the door, and it's a big, heavy door.
Oh.
I'm going to cast Leo's tiny hut as close to the door as possible with everybody huddled up on me, and we're going to try to open it.
Wait. Cast silence on them.
Yes.
And I'll cast silence on them as well then.
And I'll keep making sparks and other little motiony things inside of their little splashy town.
Jingling it in front of them.
I don't hear, but they still see it.
I fart defensively.
Exactly.
Then I knock everyone over.
Sir, you cast silence on them, the slashing and bladed noise just stops. As you keep the little flashes and lights up with prestidigitation, you watch them just continuing in complete silence, clawing slowly more, making this hole
lemmings, how deep can they dig?
bigger and bigger. Sir, you cast Leo's tiny hut. What's the max of that?
Doop doop. I think buttons on this thing are a little hard. Oh shit, passed it. Come on.
There's a backwards button.
Yeah, I know. I'm just having a hard time hitting it. 10-foot radius immobile dome.
Oh,
9 creatures or more. Or less.
So you can't get it. You can't get everyone. There's like no physical way for you to get everyone.
It's gonna get cozy.
Maybe without the dragon.
We're not all
could,
5
but
feet
otherwise-
wide if we all squeeze in.
If someone gets on the dragon,
There's
and
no
that
way we're
dragon
gonna get everyone and
gets
then
on
be able
me,
to push a door open.
The dragon. The dragon's too
Well, dragon,
big.
just be quiet.
Let's push the door open.
Deck, just open the door.
Roger.
Smash that.
All right, give us a strength check
time.
then.
About to put the
On
hammers in the
big
shield.
boy.
I can't see.
You can take it out of the
that's
shield.
a 1.
That was a 1.
That was a 1.
That was a 1.
wait,
I think it's the luck of mashing your hand into something as you were doing that. You
Yeah, we
watch
heard
Deck
that.
try and push it solo,
Microphone.
body creaking as the door
Fuck it, I ate
barely
him.
moves. Alright, so you
assist.
begin pushing with him.
20
And you
total.
begin pushing with him.
I help as
I will
well.
push as well.
I got a 10.
Fine,
Good
whatever.
perfection.
Father, son,
I'm
Kamehameha.
trying to help with
Alright,
what,
Warforged gets
That's
a
strength.
1,
I
I
guess
get a
everyone's
20.
rolling.
Or
You
not,
see-
I have 20
13.
I do
down.
that strength.
You see, I got
12.
a 2, but I add my
Skeletal
strength to
fur
that,
fingers.
so that's a 3.
17.
No.
Let me just
I
write
got
these
12.
numbers down. 17, Korro,
10.
right?
12.
20 total.
10, okay. Pinky,
12.
okay. Zircron,
3.
That's the
Okay.
doorknob.
Gallium,
13.
okay. Doublegoose.
Roll again, don't hit something.
Yeah, unless you want me to add my strength, which makes it 6.
So you guys push and push all together, the dragon rearing up to plant its hands on the door. As you all push and the door slowly creaks open. This heavy, pure adamantine door slowly creaks open. As you finally breach the doorway, and as you do, that heat would push out as those bladed creatures just stop and turn and look.
I cast silent image of a wall.
The wall is now there. They can't see shit. They're staring at the wall. So,
I regret not getting that spell.
Amazing.
what do you guys do? The door is now open.
We go through the door.
Enter the doorway.
Go through the door and then shut the door.
Okay.
Contemplate life. Play a game of chess.
I'm gonna go melt the tile in the bathroom.
Ouch.
And man,
Take on the vest.
Kenny.
What? Oh, just
Oh, got it.
Moe's burrito homewrecker style.
It's the Remoras. Right fucking there.
That's not the one I want either.
Literally Asmodeus.
Put
On
the
the other side of
doors.
the door.
There we go. There we go. Sir, the door would creak open. That fire would hit you as, stepping through, you would enter a large circular room. A bedroom of sorts. To one side, a large ornate emperor bed rests, soaked in sheets of satin and linens, the likes you've never seen. Silken covers hide most of the bed through slightly blurred visage. To the back of the room, across steepled steps, would be an ornate gold and adamantine throne. Sat upon it, head resting on the back of their hand, would be an intimidating figure standing at around 8 feet, muscle, strength shown on display. 4 mismatched wings are curled against this thing's back, large ornate horns wreathed in gold chains and rings. Fire just bellowing upwards from those back curled horns. As you can see, sitting before you is the archdemon Mephistopheles.
I immediately take a knee.
You gonna hit that?
I'm a little outnumbered on this thing. Or outclassed.
Boss text appears.
I'm just kneeling at this point because, yeah, being humble
Screw
before
that, I'm
God's
hiding
worked so far.
behind deck.
I'll be courteous, but I ain't taking no knee.
You have come to my domain, the lair of Mephistopheles. So I'm posing you a question. And don't lie. Why are you here?
We're heading down to the 9th layer to see Asmodeus.
You see him grin a second, but then that grin falters. That's the truth. It's not something I expected to hear. That makes you the bastard child of that ice witch.
Is that an insult or term of endearment?
More giving me fuel for my campaigns. The idea of the great Asmodeus taking a knee for a female. An elven female at that. Sickens me.
Teach their own, I guess.
And you expect me to just let you waltz down? The son of the man I hope to usurp. Why the hell should I let you through? He smacks at his own pun.
Face palm.
I grin.
You hear Applechick's chuckle from inside the shield.
Morbid curiosity. You'd let us do it for that. See what the hell happens when we get down there.
And what would stop me from just killing you all right here?
I've got no intentions on sticking around in hell in the first place. And all the squabbling that's going on around here, not really in my realm of interest either. I've got other issues on the, what do we call it place? Plane. The prime material plane that I need to rectify. Mainly becoming the best fan in the world.
Sir, snapping his fingers, you would watch Mephistopheles appear in his palm like a small floating mirror. Silverish and beautiful. He would look into it and then grasp it. So you have no care or love for your father or this place?
I've got no ambitions to stick around here. My mother told me that I should try to talk to him and see what happened. Might be able to help me take care of the problem we've got going on in Prime Material. Will help us.
I see.
For all I know, he'd kill me when I get down there anyways. For all you know, he'll kill me when I get down there anyway.
What of the other archdevils? I'm sure one of them has tried to coerce you with some offer. Some trinket or bribery.
What?
You know your brethren way better than I do.
No way. That would never happen.
He would slam his hand down, the mirror just vanishing. As he does, he would glare at you. Answer the question.
I've been approached.
Did they give you anything? Yes or no?
Yeah, that's kind of a hard question to answer.
He would stand up. You watch those flames flicker and boil, beginning to cascade down his shoulders as he spreads all four of these slightly mismatched bat wings. Final chance. Yes or no? Do not lie to Mephistopheles.
Yes.
Answer him.
There's a moment of pause as he seems to be judging you. And he smacks again. Stepping down from the throne, taking each step down, you would feel that pulse echo out and that ache in your chest again. Come here, child.
Call me dude, man. Something. I'm not really a child. Please?
Think you're a child. Just go.
Think you're a child.
Alright. I walk forward.
As you walk forward over to him, he would reach down, taking a knee. He would grasp your chin, turning your head this way and that, seeming to just examine you. What is it that the other archdevil gave you?
I'll even produce it. This ring.
Plucks it out.
I'm not sure how I'm supposed to do that, or how I feel about doing that, but it got me the hell out of that spot.
And what does it do? It got me out of that spot. Vanishes.
Oh no.
Sorry, folks. Technical difficulties.
This is a difficult conversation to continue without him.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, we're not.
I mean, I have the answer.
What the shit?
It's the reverse ring. Instead of taking you to the show realm.
Intermission time.
Well, I can gladly say I've worked on my beer pong world. I now have more than a couple tables, and they're probably all of the logic is fucked.
Ruby, Luke.
You're not promoting on the stream, are you, Gayster?
Dragon.
Hey guys, so I actually run this wonderful server. It's called.
I'll slap you.
I will flee with the camera.
You're not on my list.
Oh, it's not even.
And now,
Tell me I'm a dirty boy.
Smash with everyone.
Ooh, there's people in chat.
No.
That's what I was telling you. We got a handful of uniques.
Where did the cities go?
I've just made everything worse.
Hello.
Yeah, you tend to do that, don't you, buddy?
Hey.
Yeah, I just hope you didn't do that a long time ago, or we have a problem.
No, I think I just did it.
Sorry
Sorry about that. I accidentally blocked the camera. Anyway, hello, Jeremy. I have no clue how to pronounce your name. Hello, Unholy Ghoster.
That's me.
Shut up.
Who would have thought?
Hi, Casually. Hi, Casually. I hope you're enjoying the stream. I love
Casually.
Kiss ass.
Casually, look at me.
Thank you.
Saying hi to the cat.
Thank you, Luke Sapp, for joining us. And Ruby. Oh, hi, Ruby. Hope you're enjoying.
Take notes. We'll need them tomorrow. We need to talk our way out of some heavy shit.
I haven't seen Ruby in ages.
Apparently, it causes me to log out.
Ruby, don't be afraid to stalk
Oh,
me.
here we go. Here we go. Everyone, back to your places. Technical difficulties.
everybody.
I switch back over. Change the music. Set the mode.
Apparently, it causes me to evaporate by handing it to you.
You broke the contract. Your soul was taken. That was the end of you.
I think you blocked the camera again. I can't see you on the camera.
Oh my god. This is
Yeah, no,
don't
he's...
block things.
Shit. Did
Yeah,
you...
Hold on, I can fix this.
Did
Stop,
you... Yeah.
stop.
Wait.
I don't
Just take
think
that invite.
Let's see. Remember, kids,
Yeah,
don't
no.
block people unless you really mean it. Because VR chat doesn't like it.
Alright, send in your votes, folks. If we fuck up, have we seen the DM this whole time? What the hell's been going on?
Invite on the drone.
No, I think I've...
Well, we have a new green vote.
Oh,
Do not
rejoin the
reveal
drone?
contracts
But
or
City's rejoining.
curses to
It's a
other
lot back there
devils
first.
because you evaporate.
I thought
okay,
Afro
okay.
normally uses his
Fine,
other
then.
drone.
All good?
But
Oh,
here...
okay.
No, we are not. Oh, wait, there he is.
I just unblocked you again. I think I'm gonna have to restart.
Yeah, let's...
You guys,
If the camera
run
disappears
into
again...
mission.
He's
Run
not
into
doing
mission.
that.
I see you on the stream though.
Yeah,
I just saw
I
him on
told
the
him that.
stream.
I think he just wants to really make sure it
In the
doesn't happen
meantime,
again.
don't put the
Oh,
camera over
okay.
this way, because I don't know if
But
Goose
I
feels
roll
about
Magic
that.
D&D.
And then that or he
I
wasn't
have
paying attention.
14, but I add my
Glenn
modifier.
Johnson, being replaced
for,
with Decidius.
like,
You're both
competence.
periods.
So I get 1.
Ooh.
That is worryingly high
Oh,
res.
no, I was looking at the picture on his head, and
Let's just not mention who that actually
How
is.
high res?
Scooby-Doo.
Oh my
don't
god,
mention-
that is high
Okay,
res.
don't actually mention it.
everybody
It's like
on
texture.
stream calls me Shaddy mixed with Abraham Lincoln.
Oh my
They're like,
It's like
"You're
looking into a
Shaggy and
mirror,
Abraham
isn't
Lincoln.
it?
Hey man, how's it going? Well,
It's
that
like looking
let's,
into a mirror.
down.
Here about this one. How about Finland.exe?
Loading screen, and you sat there and
Yeah,
responsive.
VRChat's
I
been
had to
doing
go
that.
to manager.
I've had that happen too. I've had that happen too. It's VRChat being done.
Kill me.
I rolled to give the Archdevil a wedgie.
Stroke my
Hi.
nose hairs.
I'm in here too. Ooh, I like the back of your eyes.
I will stroke your nose hairs.
50%
Why, thank you.
I'm
Your upper
free,
palate
I'm
is a bit
free,
terrifying,
I'm
but your
free.
lower palate is beautiful.
Yeah, you're not dabbing, are you?
I'd hope not.
That is a dab accident. We need to call
Or
911.
we're getting them right out of
Okay,
this
we're
party.
back.
Are we?
Okay, are you back into positions?
Oh,
I
wait.
can't see you, Decidius. What have you done? If you don't show up with the drone, we're gonna have a very problematic recording.
Oh my god.
You're gonna have to rejoin the drone again, I think.
I can see everybody.
No,
Alright,
I can see you.
Why did you
I can
block
see
it to
everyone.
begin
No, we
with?
can't see him now.
DM, that's the problem.
I know,
But I
rejoin.
can
wait,
see
why
the
did you
DM.
block? Alright, we're restarting the full drone. We'll be back in a minute.
Drone.
In the meantime, go to your local convenience store and buy a Coke.
None of that nasty ass Mountain Dew shit. That stuff will make your balls small.
Remember, if you need an out.
Drink. It's like a type of drink. You might find it a different brand or something, but it's a soft vanilla drink.
I hide.
Delicious.
I'll look into it and see if we have any stores to sell
we
that
good?
stuff.
Yep.
Are we good, Richie?
Oh, Richie, sorry, Afro.
Okay,
Jesus,
everyone.
sorry.
Yes, we can see him
Back
now.
to it.
Well, good.
That's
All
okay.
right, back
I'll
to
make
it.
my signals.
Terribly sorry about
Absidious,
that,
don't
people.
block the bot.
Oh, hush you,
Block
Mr.
anything ever, pretty much.
Bots to bots.
I'm not wrong.
I can't think of any characters from any of those old puppet shows. Captain
Well,
Scarlet, there you go.
You can start.
Well, Mephistopheles, I really can't
Mephistopheles,
answer that
yeah.
question. Our lady here could probably tell you better what it does.
And so his gaze would shift from you to Calix.
It's a ring, and it takes the soul of the wearer of the designated target.
His smirk gets bigger into a full-blown grin. I could alleviate your journey right now. Give me the ring, and I will give you this. And with a flick of his hand is a beautiful silver-looking pen, like a quill. White feathers with slight gold edging that would seem oddly familiar, dripping with what appears to be blood at the tip of the quill. This, if signed, will grant you anything you desire.
Well, the problem with that is, that ring came with a contract that if I don't give it to him, I die.
Place your hand in mine with the ring.
Sure. Look at me, I'm groveling. Not groveling, but kneeling.
He takes your hand, the ring now between both of your hands. He's going to reach his hand outwards and clench both your hands hard. And with this, you feel this slight pain again.
as you watch his skin go from pale to sharp red. This contract is now null and forfeit deemed by me, Lord of the 8th layer of Hell. And the ring is now mine. Do you accept this term?
Yes.
You will slowly release your hand and take the ring, flicking it between his fingers like one with a coin or a chip at a casino. He's just idly palming it between his fingers. And he would hold up the quill. You don't need Asmodeus anymore. Take this, and know that any problem in your world can be solved with merely a written wish. But no, it comes with a price. When the time comes that you die, be it tomorrow, the day after, or 1,000 years from now, your soul is forfeit to me.
Is that after I use the wish?
As soon as you sign it in your own blood, the wish is made, and your soul is mine upon your demise.
Did your father, Pinkie?
It's your choice. Snaps his fingers again, and 2 portals would appear behind him. One appears to be somewhere in Archilsphere. The other, you can see, is a giant obsidian tower on what looks like a fiery plain. Your choice. Take this. My quill, the quill of one of the strongest archdevils to ever exist. The power to grant any wish for one cost. And you can leave your side. Or, and he moves his hand and the quill's gone all of a sudden. You can go, or attempt to go, through the portal to your father, but no, you may have to fight me for that one.
Deck is madly tensing up in the corner, by the way.
It's like the little creak of Mel.
If I choose to go to the portal to find my father, with the promise to not reveal that I gave you that ring.
No.
Can we let bygones be bygones?
He would turn, and you watch him just discard one of the portals. It just flickers out of existence as he lifts his hand, raising that portal above the throne. To get to that, he turns, wings splaying out as if in display. You'll have to fight me. All of you versus me. Any spells you wish.
No, you can't.
If you can bring me to knee,
think
then the
before you
portal is
act.
yours with my blessing. If you
So
fail,
there was this
the
painting
souls are mine anyway.
downstairs.
He seems a little caught off guard as you just completely changed topic away from his monologue.
And in that painting, there was you, and Asmodeus, and the guy who gave me that ring. And you kind of looked like you were all chummy in that painting. What changed?
Welcome to the politics of hell.
I hate politics.
I'm with him on that one. I got no desire to fight you. I have no desire to put my friends in danger to fight you. But I do want to at least try to meet my father. Considering I was told my father was a genie my entire life. And
He'd
Never
roll his
thought
eyes,
highly
letting you
of
continue
anything.
to talk as he sits down on his throne again, resting his head in his hand. Well, you have 3 choices now then, as you have so discarded my kind offer. You can fight me for a chance for the portal. He motions to the windows. You could just jump out of there and fall to your death. Or you can go the way you came. And he motions, the door just opening on its own, as you can see around 12 of those creatures just stood there, watching the door.
All those are options.
I'm gonna use my alien and say, "Hey guys, I heard a lot of rumbling. Is everything okay?"
Everything is not okay.
She's about to go down.
I'm going to attempt to crawl my way to the door, to the
I'm pulling out
shield.
my hammer.
You crawl out of the shield. It's lots of blurs and blobby shapes.
Might have to fucking. It's out of character. I think I can think. I have something to offer him, but I don't think that's a good idea to give him it. Embodiment of the void. That's a fair.
No.
Wait,
That's what I'm
before
saying,
I go to the
that's
shield,
not
can I
a
ask
character.
Albatrix something?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, I'd like to ask Albatrix. Hey, so I know we're in hell and all, and they can steal souls. If I die, would you bring me back?
I could bring you back. But you would become a part of my soul forge. Your soul would be forfeit from hell nor heaven.
Never had those anyway. Continues out the shield.
You just scramble blindly out of the shield. Eblatrix would try to follow, but he can't pass through that undead ward. He can't exit the port. He can't exit the shield.
Okay.
Fuck. Hey, Zircron, what's your tackle's AC?
17.
You all made a grave mistake when you came here and uttered my name. For you see, if a single being on this plane utters the name Mephistopheles, I can see them from that point forward. And he just grins madly from ear to ear.
That's awfully voyeuristic.
I don't think I said his name either.
Well, when I was explaining this, you did your usual. I passed this information on.
Oh, god damn it!
Yeah, you did.
So it's implied that you said his name.
Well,
what was he in the shield?
guess now when Ivor's jacking off, there's someone watching.
Did I say his name?
So what did it mean? Son of Osmosis.
Osmosis.
Your options are all set before you. You can see he's just overjoyed with this current circumstance, like he's getting a hard-on for this little situations he's concocted here.
I'm just gonna say it because he's been so rude to me this whole time. I just kind of mumble to myself. If Pink jumps out the window and dies, are we free to leave? But
You can see his eyes widen in that, and he grins even more. Oh. Well, if you all kill him, then I'll let you leave peacefully.
We need him.
Looking at the wall, I would like to raise my hand and say, does it have to be here
Clam.
in this room?
Is that a good glance or a bad glance?
That's I think I have an idea glance, and if we kill him, would you let us go on to the 9th level?
With his body, so we may bury him on our plane.
Dex immediately getting really pissed.
Like
his eyes
I
are
would
like fucking narrow.
Deception roll if you want to try trick him out.
Well, I wasn't a
Oh, I asked a question. I asked a question, like, just to a wall because I can't really see very well. does it have to be
That's
here
right.
in this room?
You said it, you, not me. He said it, not me, and he doesn't know what I'm thinking, so... I don't think his would be
I
a
know.
deception.
Alright, so... Yeah, just... You're trying to lead him away from, like... what you're meaning to say, aren't you?
No, I mean, to be fair, he's giving me a lot of shit, so I mean, a little... I'm talking
His
about
body
buying
would be
skins of my
mine.
kin. Haunting the death of my parents, potentially, you know.
I'm not so stupid as to let your adventurers walk away with him. I wasn't born yesterday. I know resurrection's a possibility.
But I put my hand up, looking at another wall that's totally not him. But resurrection means you can fight again.
I like to square away conflicts, not cause them again.
I was gonna say it again because it's not even deception. 'Cause there's a possibility we could bring him back, but surely seeing the death of Asmodeus' son might bring you some joy.
You guys are
It
fucking
will.
sick.
But why settle for just watching him die when I could maybe make him something pathetic like an imp begging at my heel? That would bring me some sick pleasure seeing Asmodeus see the thing he broke his annulments and vows to do, groveling at my heels.
I cast message at Pinkie. I think we should find him.
No one is dying in this room. We're gonna let us through because we have a job to do. And if we're not gonna let us through peacefully, then we're gonna have to resolve to something more drastic. Do I make myself clear?
Interpretive dance.
You could have just killed Pink and been done with this.
Intimidation.
That'd be hilarious if that worked.
That wasn't even a roll, dude.
Nope.
That wasn't even a roll.
That was not a roll.
Okay.
That's a roll.
Hello. Intimidation.
Work, but it's a roll.
I don't like this stress.
17.
I just want to play music.
I could so just sink the knife into you and make it be done.
You see his smile.
Okay,
Part of
it's out of
initial-
character. Are you guys being deceptive or are you like serious?
Deceptive. I was planning on having Epitrix revivify him.
Little column A, little column B.
Out of character, that plan already failed.
Mix at the moment.
Yeah, I know.
He's been egging on the otter, so. There's some.
Well, you just let. Well, stupid just came out of the shield,
It's
so.
directed towards your character, not you, for what it's worth.
My character's tired of getting bossed around.
I get
My
it.
character's tired of
I
getting
am
bossed
protecting
around
my
and getting
friends,
angrier
and
by
we
the
are not
moment.
You're a
killing
little more morally
Pinkie.
flexible when you're neutral, Evo. How's that?
I'm growing tired of these arguments.
Oh, fuck it, let's fight.
Oh boy. No. Can't win this fight.
So how's this work? You gonna, tie away all your limbs and just let us hit you? Because
No.
obviously you're way more powerful than we are. If you want to
Yeah,
talk
aren't
politics, we can be diplomatic about this.
I mean, in all honesty, we know the outcome before the fight would even begin. Say
He puts
defeat.
his hands on the armrests of the throne and stands up. Do you think I manipulated this situation to this if I would have let you had a fair fight?
No. I don't put anything past
Exactly.
you.
So, he begins stepping forward, hands outstretched, a smile on his face. He raises his hand, a fire beginning to burn, as then there's silence as you watch his face kind of falter. As you watch blood begin to trickle from his mouth. His hands shake, and he's looking confused. He looks down as you just see fingers begin to bury outwards through the chest cavity. Clench on the ribs.
I know what's
you
happening.
Watch the ribs pull and cave inwards. As you watch Mephistopheles just drop to his knees, and behind him is a hooded figure. You look over him. Hello, lads. Looks like you're in a spot of trouble.
Wait, what?
No, 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 no,
And that is where we're gonna end it.
Next time if you kill our friends, you listen.
Oh, Decidius. My heart's
that's
pounding
perfect.
so fucking hard. That was so good. Let's bring the camera in for the
I'm
finale.
confused.
Thank you for watching,
I
everyone.
was thinking
Hey, how does
that,
that,
but not in a good way.
how does that word not apply to Durgan?
Yeah. What's going on?
That's half the fun. You have no fucking clue. So,
It's
goodbye,
probably
everyone.
hideous.
Thank you for joining us.
I hate
That's
you.
paranoia.
So excited. I just wanted to kill the pod. I didn't ask for
I
this.
was so looking forward to this week, and then I ruined it.